What a time to be alive. Hey guys. Hi Rolando. Hi Bones. It's so good to see you. Yeah. You made it on time. I'm a little bit early, 2 minutes. Yeah. Crazy time, crazy time right now. Hi Viper. Hey guys. Let's do like this and Lalichka. All right, I'll give it another minute. Hello. Hi. Salute. Just got back from Puerto Vallarta, back to work tomorrow. It's never fun to go back to work. That's why I hate weekends, because on the weekend you finally relax, and then Monday comes and you're like, I'm not ready for this. Yay, Bobby. Good to have you here. Hello. I've been having a very good last 4 weeks. I mean, good for what it can be. That's amazing. That is fantastic. Listen, if you're having a decent experience in this market right now, gosh, that is knock on wood. That is amazing. I have been having a really hard time lately, personally. Hello, Miranda. We need to expose all shippers and brokers using these carriers, right? I was shocked. I just released a short video on all the platforms: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X. Yeah, the FMCSA is doing an investigation. And one of the things they right away looked at was, I guess, they tested the guy, did the ELP assessment, and he answered 2 of 12 questions. And I think it was 1 out of the 4 signs that he could. So basically, it now is making sense. You know, some people say, no, he did it on purpose. I'm not going to make any assumptions of what was going through his mind, but what I can tell from this is that, I mean, this is the result of not being able to, or even not willing to look at the road signs. I wasn't sure what happened there at first. I thought maybe he just ignored it. But now it turns out he failed the ELP assessment. And the worst part is New Mexico, right? They just pulled him over a month ago, and they refuse, they're not enforcing ELP at all. I'm good. How are you? Do you mean to tell me I'm going to have to wait 1 more minute to see your uppercut? Right? It does kind of look like an uppercut. I never really thought of it that way. Buenas tardes. Hello to all. Hi. I've just been very particular about my loads. That is fantastic. Hey, if it works, if you found something that works for you, that's beautiful. I have been kind of like, yeah, no, it hasn't been, for me, it hasn't been easy lately. It's like constantly waiting, and especially like that one step deck that we have, it's really, really challenging for me personally. Maybe I don't deny the fact that step deck is something that is new. I've tried it before, but back when I tried it the first time, we had no loading ramps, no load levelers, like nothing. So that was horrific. And I am pretty new to step decks. I'm just having a really hard time with that one. I find myself booking loads at like 12, 1 p.m., 2 p.m. local time. And I can't figure out whether it's just step deck specific that loads come out later or what. Hi, Marco. To be honest, a lot of it has to do with your cost and profitability calculator. Yay! I'm glad it helps. That's what it's there for. My direct customers have customers that set up their own shipping, and it's unbelievable what kind of drivers show up, and the rates they charge are half of my rates. Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised. You know what I'm surprised about is the fact that before ELP became an out of service order, I'm still on the ELP thing just because it's fresh in my mind. But before it became an out of service order, brokers started asking about, like, hey, the driver must speak fluent English. Now I don't see it as much anymore, which is really, really interesting. I still see it here and there, but not as much anymore. And I don't know if it has to do with brokers being afraid that they will not find capacity and will not be able to pay what they want to pay for loads. I don't know. I don't know. I heard he had killed the father, mother, and child. That was not an accident. He deliberately made a turn illegally. Yeah, a lot of folks are like, it was not an accident. It was a crash. Yeah, no, I completely understand. It was not accidental in terms of who passed away. I am not sure. I know it was three people. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was the driver who later died in the hospital, and the other two folks died at the scene. It's just unbelievably sad. Hmm. Sending trucks to East Coast, and we try to avoid like the East Coast because of the tolls. Funny thing, we haven't been in New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, I think, in a year or more. More. Yeah, I try to avoid the East Coast. I try to stay like Midwest and South when possible because I'm not having any luck on the West Coast, and East Coast is just too expensive. Not that West Coast is cheap. Um, hello. I need you to speak with my husband about being an owner operator. Does he have a question? Ron Smith. Guess who? Hi, Ron. Still can't get a load out of Vineland, New Jersey, empty since 8:30. Yeah, I take a look when I'm booking loads or when I'm interested in a load. What I do is open up a new search and start looking at what comes out of that area if I were to book it. And yeah, the East Coast leaves much to be desired. And again, the tolls are just insane there. Scranton, Pennsylvania to Chicago. They are moving it for 900 bucks. I think 2000 for that lane. Regular flat is the way to go. Yeah, no, I prefer our flatbeds to our step deck at the moment. Yeah, we just started also dipping our feet slowly into oversize. Uh, yeah, it's okay. It's sorry. Oh. It's okay. Definitely, nerve-wracking for me because I don't have experience with oversized loads and the permits and everything, but I'll make a video separate on that, on the experience of that once I kind of get a hang of it. But step deck, I don't know what it is. Sometimes in certain areas you will get a good rate if you have a step deck, but most of the time it's so hard to book a load for them, for those equipment types. You look like a movie star model from Hollywood. What are you doing in tracking? Thank you. I appreciate it. That's just the way life happened, I suppose. Yeah, but I love this industry. I understand it. It makes sense to me. So yeah, sticking to trucking. My favorite logistics lady. Hi, Joey Jigs. Thank you. Quick question. Is there a place where I can send you a rate confirmation and talk about it on live? I just got a crazy good paying load. Yeah, you can send it to my email if you want. The only thing I recommend, my email is this one, talkabouttrucking@gmail.com. The only thing I recommend if you're sending it just to protect your back is redact the broker name and all of that stuff, you know. Hello, Hakeem. The story is becoming bigger than the Epstein files, right? So I didn't even realize how big the story would become. I heard about it, and on Sunday, there was no information about who the company was, and the photo of the truck was so blurry you couldn't tell. So I started digging, and but before I started, the reason I started digging was because I watched the video, and honestly, just like I said, I am so sorry. I just realized that the mic was I apologize, you guys. Where did I Oh my goodness. Where did I stop? Whose question did I answer last? Does anyone know? Oh, broker transparency. Okay, let's go back to broker transparency. Where is it? Yeah, broker transparency. Yeah, I'm sorry, I must have accidentally clicked it. Um, uh, yeah. So Cali Trucker, I did say, yes, this story is becoming huge. Don't share it with anybody. Broker transparency, I just said, I'm the kind of person, I get a lot of heat for it, but I don't really care what a broker makes as long as I'm getting paid what I need to be paid. And yeah, except for situations, there are moments where I'm like, where's the transparency where you need it? Like in Nevada a few weeks back, we were in Nevada and the rates were so bad where, yeah, of course, curiosity gets the better of you. Like, how can you post these kinds of rates? Oh my God. Okay, perfect. People can hear. Thank God. I apologize. I'm not very good at technology, clearly. Thanks for what you do. I'm not an operator. James, yes, I said thank you for watching. And yes, this industry does not make sense at all. With all the advanced technology today, hard to see how there is a driver shortage. The trucks today are nothing like the ones I drove. Yeah. So I think I started the answering this question. Sorry, I started answering this question. Yeah, this is something I will never get tired of repeating. There is no driver shortage. And I think that even though some of the data they show, like, for example, the last time I talked about it was in a video, the data they show is that how is it possible for salaries to increase by 19% since COVID if there is no driver shortage. And I explained that this has to do with insurance, and the insurance premiums went up because of how many people came in to the industry during COVID and so many crashes. This is something that I did not make up or even research. This is something that several insurance agents have told me, that insurance companies got so burnt from the amount of capacity that came in that they started being very picky about who you can hire. And you can't hire someone that insurance doesn't approve of. And insurance wants to see someone who has at least 2 to 3 years, usually 3 years of experience, no violations. Those guys and girls know their worth, right? So yeah, that's why the salaries go up. It's not because there is a driver shortage. There is no driver shortage. There's a lack of drivers who insurance will accept. That's true. But then why are you trying to lower the age of interstate driving? Insurance is not going to accept those kinds of CDL holders for small to mid-sized carriers. Only mega carriers can insure new CDL holders or very young folks who are getting into this industry because they're self-insured. Anyway, I went off on a rant. I do apologize. He has a lot of questions. It's all brand new. Shoot me an email, talkabouttrucking@gmail.com, or we have a Discord channel now, and there are a lot of awesome folks there who can answer a lot of different questions. We have like 100, almost 140 people there. Yeah, it's like a live chat. Is 3K weekly average now I'm paranoid and I'm constantly checking them, Nick. Is 3K weekly average in SoCal average one truck? You mean for local hauls? I don't know. We have never done local. And in California, I mean, we don't really go to California unless it's absolutely necessary. So a question for everyone else: 3K weekly average in Southern California. Is it normal per truck? Any idea, Jason? Any idea when the market is going to recover again? Look, there were so many things. I don't like to make predictions because I realize that this industry is unpredictable. There were so many instances where I was like, okay, theoretically, this should be moving it in the right direction. For example, the ELP, considering what mass media, but more importantly, what people who experience this industry say every day. Regarding how many folks are out there who don't have English language proficiency, you would think that capacity would decrease, but the problem is volumes went down as well. Capacity did decrease a little bit from what I see, at least last week, but the volumes went down, at least for flatbeds. So predicting this market is extremely difficult. Yeah. Sorry, guys, I'm a little bit delayed. You say you're in trucking, but you just got finished saying that you like to relax on the weekends. Slow as a driver. Wait, are you replying to someone? When there's a load, you load. Step deck has been rough since about March. Uh, Before that, I was moving well. I see. Drive about 40 truck company, and it's been a real struggle even as a company driver. Got it. So that's what I have heard, um, is that step deck used to be good, and it's just we got in at the wrong time, I suppose. But yeah, it's been very, very tough. Okay. You broke your mic. Okay, mic. I fixed it. Sorry. We Axel, we need sign language. That is something that I must learn, by the way. I really want to learn it. Sorry, guys. Uh, the fence cut us off. No, it was just me. Why don't you make live dispatching videos where you call in book loads? They're fun to watch. So, first of all, I do shorts, but on the membership side, it's very difficult to concentrate. To be quite honest, it's very difficult to concentrate when there's a camera. Live, I think I'd get very nervous. And, that's work. I cannot afford to get nervous while on live booking loads. But in terms of the shorts that I make on the membership side, it's very distracting. It's very distracting, even though I'm used to a camera already. After how many years have I been on YouTube? I don't even know. But I'm used to it, but not in that scenario. And it can affect my work. YouTube, at the end of the day, is a hobby that I absolutely love. I love the community we have built here, and I enjoy talking, if you guys didn't realize. But there's the work side, right? My primary job. And yeah, sometimes if it's a very, very tough day, I haven't even learned to record myself during a tough day because it's distracting and I don't need anything making it tougher. I hope that makes sense. Um, Patience usually a delay with you. I saw it. Thank you, Axel. Okay, perfect. Left. Okay, I talked about that. Miranda, speak louder. I'm in Arizona. I can't hear you. FMCSA are con artists. The system is crooked by design. I have a lot of questions for the FMCSA. I think that I try to remain neutral. I don't want to point the finger outright and see, I'm paranoid now. I don't want to point the finger and say you're all crooked. I think there is a lot of things that need to be changed. In the FMCSA, I'm very glad they're doing this investigation. I'm very glad that they're very open about the results that this investigation is yielding. Their system needs an overhaul, right? I told you guys that, for example, the accident that happened to us, I'm going to tell you guys later on in a different video because it doesn't matter. But the accident that happened to us where we were not at fault, we have to wait 90 days for them to review and determine it was not preventable for us. And, it kind of screws up everything. Anyway, I thought my speaker stopped working. No, it was just me. I can hear you now in Arizona. Tapped in. Hi. Um, what's your interpretation and opinion on the deaf systems being deregulated? I have not seen anything about that. I have to read a little bit more about that. Happy to research it and answer your question. Yeah, we hear you. Awesome. Um, Couple of years maybe. Oh, that's about the market. Yeah, possibly a couple of years. I don't know. I don't want to make any predictions because I realized there was a time, I think 2 or 3 years ago, where I used to make predictions based on data that was available, and I was so proud of myself. And then I realized that predicting is just, it doesn't work. It's too many moving pieces that affect the trucking industry to be able to predict it. Yeah. I was just wondering because today's trucks have a fridge, microwave, satellite, TV. Man, I was lucky to have a small black and white TV that was 12 volt and air ride. My first truck was springs. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for sure, I don't know what, I mean, I've been in this industry only for 6 years, going on 6 years. I don't know what it was like before, but even now, I know that it's really difficult being, an over the road operator, driver. It's so difficult, regardless of how many amenities or TVs or whatnot there are inside the cab. It's challenge mentally. It's so challenging. Hi, Vadim. Thank you. Just do it. It would be so fun to watch. You mean the live booking? Yeah. Again, if I ever get to the point where it doesn't distract me, I would. It's pronounced Mike, even though it's spelled Mick. Yeah, I know. I accidentally misspoke. If you guys haven't realized, I have a really bad, even though English is my first language, my pronunciation, it's I don't know what it is. I think it's like my brain I mean, my mouth speaks faster than my brain can process. Do you know like that feeling? I think that's what happens. Do you have course and references available for border crossings, manifest various types and process flow for? I don't have a course on that. No, I've never seen that before, unfortunately. There's a rumor that ICE might be going to wait stations and truck stops. You know what? I heard that too, but I heard it from, um, gosh, I forgot his name. Bo- Bonehead Truckers video. That's where I heard it. He was talking about that. Yeah. What do you think? Where do you think money is actually being made in this industry? If you're not a big player and can't leverage credit to pay yourself until profits are generated, what can you do? You know, I have heard so many stories. I have heard folks who said that they left the trucking industry because they could make more money driving Uber. Some folks, I mean, I don't know, a lot of folks leave this industry to go into construction. I know that. But where's the money being generated in this industry? I suppose on the broker side, it's being generated, not as much as during COVID, but there's still something because they are also one thing that people forget is brokers, they're dealing with less volume now. There's not as much volume. So I don't know if they're making as much money, but the fact that they're making much more off of each load is a given. So I think certain brokerages are making money, mega carriers. Yeah. I heard that at least at some point, less than truckload shipments, that sector was making money. If you're in a niche market, um, yeah. I remember when you predicted reefer load demand based on California weather and vegetable harvest. Yeah. Yeah. I remember that. I think I even took a video because I just had traveled to Northern California and I took a video of all those farms and they were full of produce. I think that was also during the time where there were very heavy rains, so a lot of produce spoiled. It literally rotted in the ground. Um, and then there was the USDA data that I used. Yeah. But again, I refuse to predict the market at this point. It's too many moving pieces. And unless you have a crystal ball, there is no way. Yeah. You can only try and maybe predict a week in advance, where you're going to move, et cetera, et cetera. But the big predictions, they are not very accurate. And I came to the realization that any expert who says that they can predict it, they don't know what they're talking about. Got a dedicated $6 a mile, 465 miles. Wow, look at that. That's amazing. Um, Really hope they do the ICE immigration something at port of entries and wait stations, as inconvenient as it will be. Yeah, I wonder if there is any true. I don't know if it's anything more than a rumor at the moment. I think they said it's on the table. I think that's the word they used. It's on the table. But yeah, curious to see what happens next. Miranda, if you like data, why don't you try the stock market? Funny thing, you're not the first one to ask me that. I get that question quite frequently. I don't understand the stock market. I just don't. I don't, and I think it has to do with predicting, right? I don't like predicting. I realize that I don't like predicting. And for the stock market, you have to be able to use the data to predict what's going to happen next. And it's just not my cup of tea at all. I tried day trading way back when, didn't work. Isn't there good money in hazmat? I'm pretty sure you definitely have to be a US citizen to do that, meaning no lowballing the rates. That is a great question. I'm not sure if you have to be a US citizen or a green card holder. I know that for military loads, you usually have to be a US citizen, or in the, minimum a green card holder with three proofs of ID, two proofs of ID, sorry, two proofs of the ID. Hazmat, I'm not sure. In terms of money, because I'm flatbed, there is almost never hazmat, but when there is, yeah, it pays better. It pays better. Finding a niche market in general is how you battle the fact that there is overcapacity in the industry right now, right? You set yourself apart and you provide a service that most do not or can't, or don't have the permit to do, because hazmat insurance is very different. Some people who cannot do it simply because of financial inability to do it. Yeah, you set yourself apart in different ways. Hi, Manu. Manu. Dump truck asphalt is where the money is at. Equipment expensive enough. I think my thing just died. My light. My light that makes me look like a human being, not a ghost. One moment, guys. Oh yeah. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, again, niche market. Thanks again for your videos. Also incredibly helpful and impactful. I'm glad you like them. Yeah, I try to cover helpful plus something that is in the news. I try to mix sometimes. Ma'am, which state is good for making money in the trucking industry? Well, here's the thing. The market changes all the time. The market change, regardless of what equipment. You have the market, unfortunately, is very fluid. And I think that unpredictability is what gets a lot of people. In general, I think from what I have seen, Midwest, South are safe places. For reefers, of course, sometimes California. Don't know if you want to go there. It's an interesting state with the most expensive fuel. Yeah, and it also depends on your equipment type. Thanks for the feedback. Still on. After the accident this past weekend, I will not be shocked if the wait stations are not making every truck stop and make sure every truck has legal CDL and insurance on the truck. You'd be surprised, unfortunately. I think there is a fear. Um, I watched that video. I'm sure all of you guys saw it. It's the only known video where the officer actually had a body cam that recorded ELP assessment. You guys know which video I'm talking about. I don't remember who posted it first, but I know it was on Bonehead Truckers. It was Mother Trucker had it on American Truckers, I think, is who posted it first. I'm not sure though. Don't quote me on it. But even in that video, you can hear the officer, when the guy leaves, he calls his supervisor. And it's like there's a fear of enforcing it. Did you guys realize that, or was it just me? That's what I noticed. When your mind races faster than you're able to get the words out, experienced person here, stop, take a deep breath. Trust me, you're not alone and people understand. Thank you for all your support. Yeah, that happens to me a lot. It's funny. I never thought of myself as the kind of person who really likes to talk, but clearly I do. I do, and my brain can't catch up with the words that are word vomit. I think contracts are king, but I'm also new to the industry, so my opinion isn't as valuable as most here, and I'm very observant, a very observant person. Your opinion is very valuable, first of all, regardless of how long you've been in the industry. We learn every single day, going on 6 years here, and I learn something new every single day, either through experience or the community or whatnot. But yeah, contracts, I would agree. Better rates usually, and more consistency. I. Hi, Sunshine. Have a truck and trailer for sale. Do you want to buy? Absolutely not. Thank you, though. I'm good. I'm good where I am right now. We just made an energy deal with the EU that sells $750 billion worth of energy to them. I think hazmat would be a good thing to get into. Yeah. Niche market is always something to look at, right? It's, again, if there's overcapacity, set yourself apart so that even if there are like 500 trucks in your area, out of those 500, only 15 can do what you do. Does that make sense? Permits, whatnot. It can be TWIC cards. It can be oversized permits, hazmat insurance. It can be something as simple as, I mean, I don't know. I haven't been with reefers for a while, but I know there was a lot of people who wouldn't haul pork. I think it was a religious thing. They would not haul pork. And, so if you set yourself apart or find something that sets yourself apart from the competition, you're already in a better position. Another thing you can do if you don't have any permits, and this is what I like to do, and it has worked well for me. Sometimes it fails. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but waiting until the last minute to book a load, because that sets you apart already. Most carriers, dispatchers, they're trying to book their loads early in the morning, or they pre-book their loads. So when like 1, 2 p.m. hits, there's not as much capacity anymore. And brokers who have a load that must go out as soon as possible, yeah, they're going to pay better. Made good money on show freight, but it went downhill. Others were charging dry van rate. Yeah, that's the problem. I don't remember who the broker was anymore, but there was a situation, I think it was like 2 years ago, where we booked a load and we were waiting for the rate confirmation. The rate confirmation came, we signed it, sent it, or maybe we didn't send it back yet. Before we had a chance to send it back, the broker actually called and said, well, someone agreed to do it for cheaper, so we're pulling you off the load. Seriously? Yeah, this unfortunately is something that happens. Why is nobody getting put out of service for English test? They are. Yeah, no. I mean, there is data showing that they are. It's just the data numbers are very light. And I think Part of it is, I mean, like New Mexico, for example, they refuse to do anything about out of service. California also. Now, there are two out of service orders as of last week. We checked, there were only two out of service orders. But again, like I said before, those officers are probably in trouble. There are certain states that just do not want to do it. And then just based on that video where the officer took a video of how he was administering the ELP test assessment, he was freaked out. I mean, he had to call his supervisor. That is interesting. Makes sense. I have my CDL with 5 years under my belt with Tanker Hazmat here in Nebraska, here in Northeast Oklahoma. Is it worth getting back in? Just signed up your sites today. First of all, if you have Tanker endorsement, Hazmat endorsement, that already sets you apart. What do you drive? Dry van, reefer, flatbed. Thank you, Wayne. I'm new to the game. Besides the COVID boom, how do today's rates compare to pre-2019, 2020? So here's the thing, rates, I'm going to get so much heat for this. Rates are not worse than 2019 from what I remember. However, expenses are higher than 2019, much higher. So you're not able to make the same profit. Plus, the market is not as predictable. It's so fluid, it changes constantly. And the good areas, the areas where you have negotiating power, it's like they shrunk to nothing, you know? So, for example, the problem we face during the week, we keep to more or less decent areas, 1 to 2 day loads. But as soon as the weekend hits and we have to take a longer load, you know, a 3 day load to get that gross, yeah, it kicks us out of the market. And then the whole next week we spend trying to get back to a decent market. That's the problem. So the rates themselves, it's not that they're worse than 2019. It's just the expenses are higher. So your profit margin is zilch. I haul hazmat sometimes. It doesn't pay much better. Sometimes pays as regular freight, sometimes few hundred more. That's upsetting. Yikes. What's the dispatch fee in the US? There is no standardized dispatch fee, but from what I know, people charge around 3 to 5%, I believe, of gross. I'm so over trucking. Want to buy my trucks. This used to be fun. I can't believe how cheap flatbed freight has gotten, right? That's what I'm dealing with. Open deck trailers, they're a nightmare. And I mean, spoiler alert, it's week 6 now. Week 6. I mean, the market update will be Friday. We're going on week 6 of flatbed pretty much remaining at the same level. It's decreasing by a few cents every single week, which is why it looks like it's on the same level. It's a nightmare. Thanks, Ed. I enjoy your channel. It's a big help. Thanks for doing research so I don't have to. You're welcome. Yeah, that's what I always say. I'm like the person who, yeah, unless I make like, the trucking calculator or whatnot, I'm the person who kind of collects information, puts it in an easy to understand package. Yeah. You're welcome. And thank you for watching. Sorry for delay. I had to find a place to park to send you the email. I just did. So when you have a chance, let's see what the audience thinks about it. Oh, the RateCon. Let me see. Oh, holy crap-a-moly. Do you want me to post it here? Are you okay with me posting it there? Like the way it is? I'm just, you know what, if you're okay with it, I'm just going to do the rate and the pickup and delivery. Let me know, Marco. Uh, and while I wait for your response, I'm going to answer some questions. Ma'am, in California, there are lots of scammers. So, how to recognize the right person? There are a lot of scammers everywhere. Are you talking about brokers, carriers? How to recognize which scammer? Carrier, broker, shipper? Hi, I'm new to your channel. I found out about your channel from another channel's video. Sorry, from another channel's video. Welcome. It's good to have you here. Jason Murray. Just bought my first truck. Do you recommend own MCDOT or leased on under someone else? Planning to do power only. I appreciate all your efforts. So some people will agree with me, some people don't. I believe that in this market, you should be leased under a good carrier, maybe like a smaller carrier, not too small, just to make sure that they don't go under in these market conditions, but not a mega carrier who is going to treat you like a number and nothing else. So leasing on simply because a new MC DOT, you're going to run into the problem of who's going to work with you, who's not. And a lot of brokers are so picky right now that in order to just guarantee more, provide a better guarantee of an income without having to search and wait a while, yeah, lease on with your truck. Seems like every flatbed owner operator had the same idea to switch to step deck. Now they're switching to oversized RGM. Yeah. I'm one of those people. I don't know what it is with my luck. The moment it finally hits me to do something different, I'm always too late. Yeah. Is it ever going to get better? It will get better. We just don't know when. But yes, it will eventually get better. It's just about having a little bit more patience, a little bit more patience. Trailer manufacturers are the only ones winning from overcapacity. Hi, Miranda. I hope that you're doing well. I already bought your dispatch courses. Everything is good. The bad point is that there's no way to get a DAT subscription just opening a dispatching company. Yeah, they changed it. I believe they changed it not so long ago because there used to be a way for dispatchers to be able to get a DAT subscription without an MC number or DOT number. But I think considering what happened with fraud, they changed that up. So the best way to do it is if you have a client, ask them to pay for another seat and you'll have your own login. You're my go-to for trucking news content. Keep up the good work. Thank you. You're a very well-spoken professional. I have a feeling that FMCSA will come knocking. Thank you. I appreciate it. I actually just recently there were a lot of people who were saying the FMCSA should come knocking or should hire you. And I started thinking, like imagining what would I do? I don't think I don't think I would do it. If something like that ever happened, I would be very, very humbled by it, but I don't think I would go for it. I like my peace. Sure, just make sure I didn't miss any private spots. Okay, sounds good. So, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to share this. I'm just going to take out any like actual addresses and I'm going to share the rate con that I just got. Let me just figure out how to do it. I'm not good with technology. Yeah, give me 1 second, guys. I need to figure this out just to make it this. Okay, this. What did I do? So where is the thing I don't want happening is anyone getting in trouble. Why am I having such a hard time with this? Okay, got it. Okay. Perfect. And we're going to do it like this. Hold on. I'm just going to make a screenshot. Sorry, guys. Bear with me for a second because this really is a crazy load. Um, let me see how I can do it. See if I can post. Oh, hold on. Does anyone know how to? I am so bad at this. Uh, I figured it out. Which one is it? Let me just double check everything. Everything looks fine. Okay, perfect. All right. Do you guys see this? So everything is out, but this is the screenshot of the rate confirmation. How crazy is that? That is a pretty good rate. Wow. Insane. I haven't seen rates like this unless they go to Alaska or something. All right. Removing this. Okay. I'm overseas and haven't been to the US, but I'm looking to invest in a truck and have my friend there manage it with a driver. Is it worth renting out? Best option per mile on or week. So I'm having, complete honest opinion. I have a hard time understanding how folks want to start new, considering what's happening with trucking. Investing in a truck and have your friend manage it with a driver with a new MC. The issue right now is the fraud, right? There's so much fraud that brokers are so careful about who they work with. It's very difficult to it's not impossible. Okay, it's not impossible to get a broker to work with you. It's just very difficult because not all brokers will work with you. Does that make sense? So it's like your expenses, maybe you're managing, but the income is something that is not guaranteed when you're a new MC, what just happened. Yeah. We need to find an owner operator that already has that subscription. Then DAT going to ask him to allow me to use subscription. It's hard to try and do everything by yourself. Yeah, you need an owner operator who is going to give you a seat or create a seat for you with a login. I just got an email from the OIDA. I always get so, I don't know, it just, I love the OIDA. If the person who caused this Florida crash has been influenced by Sikhism, could that explain and or contribute to the apparent or evident stoic reaction to the incident? I don't know. I'm not familiar with that term. I think I have an idea of what you're talking about. I don't know. I looked at it simply from the standpoint of, psychology, what I have learned when I was doing my degree. And it was just a shocking thing because usually, and the body language expert also added to my confidence about this. I know a lot of people are like, don't judge. It could be shock. It could very well be shock. But what the body language expert said, the face not having a reaction is one thing, but the body, right? Usually when something like a crash happens, I have been in accidents, right? I have caused accidents. I have been rear-ended as well. You usually like freak out. There was nothing at all. Like you can control your face, but your body has a reaction and there was no reaction. It's possible there could be a bunch of reasons for it, but what I saw, I did not understand. And that's why what piqued my interest about this particular crash. I'm retired from trucking at 55 years, and I'm still learning from you. So keep it up. Thank you, Bones. Yeah, I mean, again, you never stop learning in this industry. And I think that's what keeps me here. I'm never bored. I'm stressed, but I'm never bored here. Even though the economy is not so good right now, is trucking a good career choice in 2025? um, At the moment, I can't say that it's the best career choice unless you have an extreme love for the actual driving and doing. If you're doing this just for money, as a temporary thing, I can't say that this is worth it at the moment. It used to be. It's not worth it at the moment. But if you have a love for this type of work, for driving, and if you actually enjoy it, I know people who do. I know people who really enjoy it. It wasn't so much about the money as they enjoyed the actual, seeing different places, the act of driving. And for those folks, it might be. But what a lot of people say, it's not that you're constantly losing money in this industry. Some people are, but some people are not. It's just the amount you make is not worth the work you put in and the risk you put yourself in, if that makes sense. One of my biggest issues lately is finding a safe place to park my truck when I'm on my 34-hour reset. I'm located around the Seattle area for reference. I There was a place we used to park. We used to go to Seattle and Tacoma very often with reefers, but I forgot the place where we used to park. Yeah. Sorry. Maybe someone can help out. I'm a dispatcher. How can I dispatch? Oh, by the way, Joey, I don't know about Seattle, but we do our 34 resets usually. Pretty much all my guys do it in rest areas. They really enjoy rest areas. I'm a dispatcher. How can I dispatch someone with having just a DOT number and insurance? If they have a DOT number and insurance, they are allowed to do intrastate. Pretty much, they can't do interstate. MC number is required to cross state lines. Why isn't there more concern over the USMCA, FMCSA? FMCSA? I was at a truck stop the other day, and there were 27 Mexican trucks. That's 54 loads that U.S. driver used to pull before NAFTA was changed to U.S. Okay, got it. Sorry. Yeah, I think there is a lot of concern about it. There is a lot of, actually, who posted it? Alex, I don't know if you're still here. Was it you that posted it on Discord, or was it someone else? No, maybe it wasn't you, Alex. Someone on Discord posted a video of, I can't remember what. It had to do like with the B1 visa and all of that. It's one of the issues in trucking. Share screen. Yeah, I think I'm so delayed. I'm sorry. Thanks for recommending the RTS Pro Factoring Company. They've been great. Yeah, I love them. Some people, I mean, everyone to each their own, right? But some people are not as excited. I absolutely love RTS. Not at all. Thank you for sharing that. It's always nice to see a good rate. Not at all. Things go to shit without the tinfoil hat. Yeah. Where is my tinfoil hat? Oh, it's like hanging on the other side of the board that no longer works. Don't do it. Good job. Yeah, for real. It's been great joining your Discord. Awesome to connect with the community and share our experience, right? Yeah. I really, really like it. And you post some cool things. I've talked to you several times there. Yeah, no, it's really nice to hear the experience, see the photos. Some people post videos, and it's like, oh my God, I'm putting a face to a name. It's nice. I really, really enjoy it. I use Truck Stop a lot lately in Washington. Got it. If a small mid-sized trucking company is Facing repeated cyber attacks despite resetting passwords regularly, what are the most critical next steps we should take to secure our operations? Do you know where those cyber attacks are coming from? Like, give me an example of a cyber attack. Like someone logs in to your account, someone messes up your MCS 150. Give me an example. What on earth are you driving? I'm going to copy you entirely. Maxi flatbed. I think half the port drivers are illegal Indian drivers. I don't know. We stay away from ports, but we don't have TWIC cards. Never. I know, like, I really want to get them for especially one of my guys, but there's never enough time. I want to ask you about Carriers of California. How can we recognize the scammers or right people? For carriers, you need to look at their SAFER score. You need to look at their CSA scores. And you have to, in order to recognize scammer, just always make sure to check safety score, violations, insurance. It's all public information, right, on SAFER. If you're worried about someone pretending to be a carrier, SAFER also has their official phone number, which you can call to ensure that this is the correct carrier. Yeah. In Seattle, you got to find private yards to rent a spot. There's spots in Tacoma, not much in Seattle. Truck parking club is good for parking in a pinch. How's any carrier company still alive? Look, I think it's a lot to do with personality, right? I always say this. I think a lot of people are like, well, we've survived this long. How much longer can it be? We don't want to leave right before it's about to get better. There are also carriers who just have managed to cut their expenses and managed to still turn a decent profit in this market. Everyone's situation is different. Hi, I'm a company driver and I bought me a 2017 Freightliner Cascadia last September. I put it in the shop and got it road ready, put tires on it, but I can't decide on being owner up or operator. Right. You're wondering if you should become an owner operator right now? Look, I think that if you lease on with your truck, I think there is a better chance of, making it, for a lack of a better word, than if you were to open your own MC. Just the hardest part about that, I think, is finding a decent carrier who pays on time, who doesn't try to screw you out of loads. And who doesn't charge an arm and a leg for all these different things. Why are there bad rate per mile for van box truck? Box truck, I'm not familiar with, but yeah, van has been pretty difficult. Dry vans, I mean, $1.80 something on average. I think it's overcapacity. It's a lot. It's a lot of competition out there, and when there's so much competition, people drive rates down. Lease to a company or just a company driver, correct. Where to find the loads for them, like the brokers require an H for the MC, but what is the where to find the loads for them, like the brokers require an H for the MC, but what is it in the DOT number? This case. You mean for intrastate drivers? It's a good question. I don't know. Guys, anyone here an intra-state driver? What do brokers require in that case? If there is no MC number, right, check the age of, I mean, the DOT, I believe there is a way to check the age of the DOT. But is it different? That's a really good question. How can I add a truck to my company if the truck is registered under another company's name because is going to use my MC number only? I think it's a lease agreement. Lease agreement. Like we rent our trailers, for example, it's registered under one company, but it operates under RMC because we rent the trailers. It's a lease agreement. Not lease purchase, lease or rental. What is the MC lease percentage in USA trucking industry? Because anyone have not so dispatcher. Uh, I don't know. I have never looked into that kind of data. I usually, when I look at data, I look more at market, volumes, rejections. That's how I switched it off because I smacked it and then turned it off. Yeah, I never looked at that kind of data. How did you get into trucking? My family. It just kind of happened that my family asked for help and then I got stuck in it. You're muted, I think. I no, I can't be muted. It's green. Where is it? It's green. Um, yeah, who hacked the email tried to book on our behalf. Yikes. So, first of all, if you have any brokers that you constantly work with, I would let them know just to be careful. But if they, hmm, the first thing I would do is just let the brokers know to be careful. Um, I think you can report it to the FMCSA as well, if I'm not mistaken. No other media channel reported about causing bridge collapse by Florida driver. From where did you get that information? It was on X. It was there were a lot of posts on X trying to link them. That's why I said it was unconfirmed, and it's actually not correct. It was the same name. It was a different driver because that bridge collapsed in 2019. I think that happened in 2019. But this gentleman, he got his license the first time in 2023. Right. So same name, but yeah, unconfirmed. And it just ended up being a rumor. Uh, your data is leaked. Is not where you drive, how you deal with the brokers, how much you value your time and effort. Was that a question? I don't know. I sometimes get confused if folks are talking amongst each other or if it's a question to me. Guys, I have another 3 minutes and then I must run. Okay, I'm going to go through some questions that I haven't answered. Can you share what kind of trailer was the 9K load? I'm going to leave it up to you to share it. Marco, because I know I cut it out. Just I didn't know what exactly you wanted to share, or whatnot. Let's see. Since you're doing flatbed, have you ever considered getting into RCN lowboy type of trailer? I have looked into it, but just out of curiosity. I was actually shocked to see how much RGNs are getting paid, but I was also shocked at the price of RGNs. We have a low pro step deck. I know that sometimes they can be like specialized if you find the load for it, but it hasn't really helped us. So yeah, I have looked into it. I was very, very surprised about the rates, and I realized that I'm not ready for it yet. Please post this live feed as a video later. I have to go back to studying. I look forward to not really. So yeah, absolutely. I always record. I mean, these are always recorded and posted later. Absolutely. Uh, they changed the law and reversed it back. Oh wow. Hmm. Please make a video about highway using, oh, you mean using their load board? I looked into it. I'm not impressed. So I looked into the highway load board. I thought I was going to make a video on it, but the reality is there are almost no loads. And they actually say, excuse the, I mean, I don't know, I don't remember how they say it, but it's basically just be patient with us. We're still working on brokers using our load board, more brokers using our load board. There are almost no loads. I haven't booked anything from there. Legal steps to carry in order to lease my MC. What's the safest way to give your MC on lease? I have never. What do you mean MC on lease? Like lease on someone onto your MC? Um, yeah, I have to go, so I won't be able to answer that. Um, I bought this truck and trailer back in 2022. I'm not doing any load less than 240K. Yeah, no. See, that's called knowing your worth. That is something that more people need to realize is that, hey, you are worth more than the rates they're offering you, right? So, yeah. What do you do for fun? All right. Last one. What do you do for fun in your free time to get away from trucking madness? Well, I just posted a video last week of one of the things. I love gardening. I just grew pumpkins from seeds that I was replanting in that video, which I'm very, very proud of. I need to replant my tomatoes as well. So, gardening is one of the things. I used to really enjoy baking, but somehow I have not been in the mood at all for a year to bake anything. I read a lot. Oh, and I also play Merge Dragons. That's like a new thing. I just found an app called a game called Merge Dragons. I'm obsessed with it. Like that is a real stress reliever for me. So, yeah, anyway, guys, I'm going to bounce and I really, really appreciate you guys joining today. I'm sorry if I missed your question, but I do have to run. And yeah, I hope that some of you join. I mean, some of you are already there, but we need more people to join the Discord channel because it's always fun learning from you. And yes, I have a selfish reason for that. I actually learn from people, I ask questions myself. People have helped me out there. So, yeah, it's a wonderful community that we're building everywhere. Love it. Anyway, guys, wishing you all a fantastic rest of your Tuesday, and I will see you probably in the market update on Friday. Bye.